I pretty much jumped on my first opportunity to go on the Kairos retreat. I had heard so much about it from the older people that I had gone to Catholic grade school with, just from hearing about it through the parish. And I honestly just kind of went with my friends, expecting to have a good time. I had been on a couple retreats, but it was completely different than I had ever been on before. It just completely rid of all my inhibitions and opened my eyes to a different side of my faith that I hadn't had before.
On the Kairos retreat, it was the first time that I had the opportunity to really listen to God. Like I've always prayed, but I had thought of it more of like a chore than something that like is actually like a friendship you should have and foster and like not do just to check something off. On Kairos, I learned that it is a friendship and that like it is give and take, and that it can't have conditions.
The first time I went on Kairos, I didn't have any expectations. I was really scared and really did not want to go at all. I thought it was going to be kind of a waste of my time, and I didn't want to leave my high school social life for a weekend, so I was not looking forward to it at all, and I thought it was just going to be a stupid weekend away from home, but I couldn't have been more wrong. It was the most incredible experience of my life. I'm 22, and I still, hands down, know that that was probably the best thing I've done with my life. It changed my life. It put me in a new direction, and I really feel like that was God's plan for me. And from Kairos, I have met so many wonderful people who have put me in contact with Camp Hope. It's the camp we do for people with disabilities, and that's why I'm now teaching special education. So I kind of feel like God's been in my life since Kairos, and He really had a plan for me, and I'm following through with it.
My favorite service project through St. Mary's is definitely our trips to Appalachia. We do service work trips and go down and build houses, and it's a great bonding experience, a great opportunity to help out people, and it also brought me closer to God without question, seeing the world from a different light and being able to help in that way.
I think faith is one of those things it's so hard to define because it's always changing and growing with you. And for that reason, it's so abstract and you can't nail it down. And though that's difficult, I think that's part of what makes faith so great, is that it is what you need it to be and what you want it to be, and it's always there to fall back on. But I think faith is sort of an unwavering sense that God will always be with you, and that even on your most difficult days, there's someone on your side and there's someone rooting for you.
Spirituality means to me that God is always listening, that it's my job to have that faith. Overall, it's just comforting knowing that I'm not alone, even when I am sitting alone in a room by myself physically. Spirituality is something that can guide me through so many times in my life where you may feel like you've hit rock bottom, but that's what you have to hold on to.
Spirituality means having a friendship with God, including Him, thanking Him, asking Him for help, but also praising Him. It's something that you do, that spirituality means that you enjoy having a friendship, that you are consciously including Him, and that if you do stray, that you go back and that you're still accepted and loved.
To me, spirituality is it's comfort. It's knowing that there's a higher being, that there is a God who I can turn to no matter what, when I don't think there's anywhere else to turn, and being comfortable with that, and knowing that I'm not going to have all the answers, but there's someone who does, and I can put my faith in that. Prayer plays a pretty big role in my life. I'm not your typical prayer. I pray on all random times, no matter where I am. If I feel like I need to shoot one up, I'll dial up the big guy and say what I need to say. But it's definitely something that's important to me, and something that I really count on.
I'm still learning how to pray. My family does go to church regularly, but I think it's sometimes I feel like, prayer is like this really serious thing, but I'm learning that it's not. You could just be walking around, or before you go to bed, or when you wake up, or just before you take a test, see something beautiful and you just want to reflect on it. I think it's it's not so serious. It doesn't have to be so formulaic.
The role of prayer in my life has been ever-changing. Before, it used to be selfish, just asking for things that I needed or things that needed to change. And now it's really been thanking God every day. I try to pray multiple times a day. Anytime something good happens or bad happens, I thank God for everything, all the people He's put in my life and all the blessings I've had. And prayer is now a time to give thanks. Working with people who have disabilities, I see God every day in them. God made them special. They are, it's not a tragedy that they have disabilities. They are more special and closer to God than I'll ever be. So I see God in them. I see God in their smiles. I see God in their attitude. The fact that they love life and are so happy all the time. It's been really incredible, and I see God every day working with them.